Best thing on her. I don't know why you can put me down. Shit, I am the shit.
This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm a champion. The game is in trouble, I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle, I got it for real. Still keep me going, I wake up and hustle, you won't see me buckle, I've been in the field. Man of the town, you been in your fields, I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty, either that or your tragedy, we shutting everything down. I've been hot like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents, this mine, the moment is run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some, the skill is bar one, y'all done, the game in the coffin. Referee screen, rest in peace, and think twice if you next to me, it's West. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm a champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies, I'm good with addition. I spit like a pastor, I give you the vision. Up early morning, enough for the sleeping. My life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific, that's deep if you get it. So Tempur-Pedic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these crickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while, got a ring and a crown. That's the bling with the blow, what the team is about. Champions, you can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee screen, rest in peace, and think twice if you never see me, it's no doubt. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm a champion.
Guys, we see it. Y'all seen the thumbnail? Y'all know what it is. We back in this bad boy. Another sports recap as well as an NFL roundtable. Guys, I'm glad to be here on this beautiful Monday. Beautiful Monday. I'm glad to be here. But, you know, that being said, we got to talk about some sports. It don't end. It don't stop. Just because they're taking a break just a little bit doesn't mean other sports things are not happening, not jumping off, and not going on. So with that being said, we got to get to it. Guys, if you do notice on the thumbnail, we have now finalized the East as well as the Western Conference Championship game. It's final. Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm sorry, guys. God bless me. Think about football. I love football. But they talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves got demolished. It wasn't even close. They allowed to win one game. So it went to 5. But that 5th game, it was sad. Look, by the 3rd quarter, they were sitting there starting. They said, "Hey, go on, get some rest. We got to get ready for our game on Thursday, June the 5th. Now, unfortunately, the Pacers took a little bit longer because New York decided to bowl that back just a little bit and put up some resistance. And they won one game, so they had to go to 6. But with that being said, the Pacers eliminated on Friday. I think it was Friday was ended up being the final game. The Pacers ended up beating the New York Knicks for the every conference. We're going to get more into that. We're going to talk in more detail. We're going to talk about the matchup. We're going to do all of that. But before we get there, we got some other news going on. And one of the news is going on, we have a new player that's going to be on the Madden cover. In case y'all didn't see it, here we go. As y'all see, on the cover of the new Madden 26, Saquon Barkley. Congratulations, Saquon Barkley. The running back from the Philadelphia Eagles. Congratulations to the young brother, man. Well-deserved. Had a 2,000-plus season. Could have had the record. He chose to sit out. Rightfully so, because he was fresh in the playoffs. And it definitely showed it was very beneficial to him. Now, he could have taken the 7 yards and say, I want this record, regardless of what happens in the playoff. At least I have that NFL record. He said, man, let these other young bulls play. Let me relax a little bit, keep my legs fresh for this playoff run. And guess what? He benefited by them winning the Super Bowl. So, again, shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles running back Saquon Barkley for being on the cover of Madden 2026. EA Sports announced on to Monday, today. Congratulations to the young brother. Definitely well-deserved. Great running back. Very entertaining running back. Again, one of the running backs, man, that you would love to have in fantasy. One of the running backs you would love to have on your team. We was in a running for him, but we missed out. Philadelphia said we want him a little bit more than y'all do. So congratulations to Saquon Barkley for making the cover of the Madden. Well-deserved, bro. Well-deserved. With that being said, let's keep it in the NFL. We got some more NFL news to talk about, right? So with that being said, the Atlanta Falcons' Kyle Pitts, former first-round pick from the Atlanta Falcons, multiple teams are inquiring about his availability. They want to say, hey, you can't do nothing with this guy. For some reason, you can't break out his potential. Why don't you trade him? What would it take to get Kyle Pitts over to my team? Well, Atlanta said multiple teams have reached out to Atlanta regarding Kyle Pitts' availability. Atlanta will require at least day 2 pick to engage a discussion about the deal that involves the tight end. The former Florida product entertained his final year of his rookie contract and scheduled to make over $10.8 million in 2025. Now, let me say this. To me, Kyle Pitts is a bust. I know some of y'all thinking, no, man. He ain't had no quarterback. And some of this could be true. Right? That could be true. You know, Matt Ryan was his last productive quarterback. He had the likes of Kirk Cousins, Pickens, was that Riddler, Reynolds, old Cincinnati quarterback. Had another couple quarterbacks there. Hendricks, I don't know. Just some bodies, right? But with that being said, I mean, you got to pay him $10 million. And if he doesn't produce after this year, what's the plan? Look, I already feel like he was never a top 10 type tight end, and especially not only top 10, but top 5. He got picked like 5th in the first round. I didn't think that was the case because he only had one decent year at Florida. But Atlanta felt the need to pay the man and draft him at that position. And now they're not getting what they paid for. They're not getting what they paid for, and it's costing them. They feel it some type of way. Well, you can feel some type of way all you want. You got to make a decision. After this season, you got to make a decision. Do you want to franchise tag him and pay him what the average top 3 tight end is making? Or you're going to resign him? Or are you going to just trade him off and let him go as a free agent? I don't know what the plan is. But they got to make a decision. And they got a full season in order to do it. What's going to happen? Hey, guys, do me a favor while you're here. Do me a solid. I need for you guys to hit the like button. Can you do it for me? While you're here watching, just tap it in, hit the like button. I appreciate it. Even if you don't stay, you just passing through. Hit the like button. Do me a solid.
Push the goddamn like button.
That's right. Hit that goddamn like button. Hit that like button. I appreciate it. Those who haven't subscribed yet, man, do that for me. I appreciate that too. And if you ain't subscribed yet, What are you waiting on, the court order? Please don't make me send the sheriff to the door with my court order saying, why ain't you described to ink in the basement? Shame on you if you haven't done it yet. Shame on you. But with that being said, let's keep going. Because now, let's talk about the conference that he just came from. Like I said, the Southeast. Florida Gators plays in the Southeast at SEC. And with that being said, the SEC has increased their fines that they're going to bestow up on the conference teams that decides to allow people to storm the field. The Southeast Conference has ratcheted up the penalties on schools whose fans storm the field or rush to court, doing away with any, unless, oh God, eclipsing fine system that now charges $500,000 per incident. That's crazy work. So you imagine if you have a crowd of kids, young adults, or even adults, running on a football field after a big upset win over the likes of Georgia, Alabama. I don't know if they used to on the field for Tennessee, weak ass, but if they do, Tennessee, maybe the Texas, maybe the Oklahomas. Could you imagine that? $500,000 fines that will be bestowed on you, whether you're on a football field or the basketball court. Either way, you about to write a check. So every school, all 18 schools in the SEC will have to pay a penalty if any of these individuals decide to rush to court or the field. Could you imagine? Now, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? I don't know. Who's going to have to pay this penalty? Please believe you me. The school's going to take it out on the students somehow, some way. The students and anybody who's a participant or a ticket buyer or ticket holder or season to go, they will get that cost. Look, some of these schools already know we're going to put up a reserve fund just in case. Just in case these kids decide to run out on that goddamn field. We're going to put some money just in case. So that tuition all of a sudden it goes up extra $500. You know why? Because your institution don't feel like y'all will do right. They already know that y'all assholes are going on that goddamn field. I'm telling you, they are prepared for any one of you young assholes to run on field. We're going to put it to the tuition. The hell with your kids in the future. I understand what Whitney was saying, but with that being said, we're going to charge you this extra $500. So just in case your assholes, you drunk some bitches, decide to run out on the goddamn field, we're not having this shit. We're not going to cure this cause. You are. But with that being said, let's acknowledge one of the biggest haters on this side of Mississippi, my guy, Big Ant 11. He comes through with the $10 super chat. Big Ant 11 does. He said, what up, Heath? You're going after that embarrassing Sunday Live, huh? Only being a Bear fan is almost as embarrassing. God damn. It's nasty work. Just like it was on Sunday. I was a victim. I had to witness this verbal lashing these individuals was handed out on Sunday. And for those who don't know, I was there. I was there a little late, but I was there. I got in there. It didn't start yet. You know, the vitriol didn't start. It started later. Matter of fact, it started after I got there. I don't know if it was a coincidence or just what that was. But I was a victim. Now, fortunately for me, none of the words and statements and opinions that was shared that doesn't ride a line with me, it wasn't directed towards me. But for the guys it was, I feel bad for you. You didn't deserve that. But please believe you me, I will be doing a reaction on the Wednesday show. 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central. And for my brothers and sisters on the West Coast, it will be 2:30 Pacific. I will be going over this show. We will be talking about what happened. We will be talking about some of the hypocritical statements that was being made by some of the individuals on this show. I will be going over this. I will be talking about it and we will discuss this on Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Central. I can't wait. We're going to have to talk about this. Big Ant 11 is right. It was embarrassing. Shame on them beautiful women for talking like that. It just makes, look, let me say this before I get to this, back to the sports. I hate to see lovely grown adult women acting and carrying on like this. It really brings them down. And it's not a reflection on all women, because not all women act like this, right? Not all women behave like this. I thank goodness that my wife doesn't carry on like this. But what I've seen on Sunday, I think a lot more women act like this than we want to admit. It's just unfortunate. But we definitely going to talk about it. Big Ant 11, make sure you're here. I'm sure you're going to have plenty to say. I'm sure you're going to have some hate going on in your heart, and we're going to pray for that too. But with that being said, let's get back to sports. He says, Big Ant 11 says, shame on you for calling it beautiful. You might be right. I might be stretching it. You know what, Big Ant, I got to correct myself. Your attitude could make you look ugly. If you got a bad attitude, that sure will you're right, brother. Shame on me for calling them beautiful. Because wasn't nothing beautiful about their attitudes. Maybe the exterior had some abilities to be beautiful, but their attitude made them look shitty. Shame on them, ladies. Shame on them. Well, let's get back to it. I'm not going to let Big Ant 11 deter me from the great thing of sports, because we need to get back to it. So with that being said, congratulations to former Heisman Trophy winners in Mark Ingram, Cam Newton, and Robert Griffin III, a.k.a. RG3. They've been nominated. They've been nominated to the College Hall of Fame, the 2026. Now, Ndamukong is also in there, but he didn't win the Heisman. I just want to make sure I acknowledge the Heisman Trophy winners first. Then I, acknowledge Ndamukong. Now, Ndamukong was a candidate. He just didn't win. I think, matter of fact, during that time, he was running against RG3 for the Heisman Trophy winner, for the Heisman Trophy. But congratulations to them, brothers, for being nominated in the 2026 College Hall of Fame. I'm sure they're going to make it. Now, the beautiful thing about the College Football Hall of Fame, it's not the same as the Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame. Because, the Basketball Hall of Fame goes by what you did in college as well as possibly the pro. I don't agree with that. I think it should be two separate things, but that's the basketball. It's a totally different animal. Makes no sense to me. Should be totally different. What you do in college should reflect on what you did in NFL, and what you did on NFL should reflect on what you did in college. It should be two separate entities. That's why I like football, and they do it right. Basketball, well, that's a different animal, and I don't agree with how they do it, but they do what they do. Nonetheless, congratulations to all these guys for being nominated for the College Football Hall of Fame, and I'm sure every last one of them going to make it. It won't be a doubt in my mind, because both of them, all four of them was great in college. Even, Ndamukong, even though he didn't win the Heisman, he still was a dominating defensive player on the college level for the University of Nebraska. So Mark Ingram, who is the first Alabama player to win the Heisman. Cam Newton is not only won the Heisman, but he also won the college national championship for Auburn. Shout out to him. And Robert Griffin III didn't win anything but the Heisman. didn't didn't make it to no playoffs, didn't play for the college championship. He was just a great player at Baylor, and he did his thing. So shout out to him. But with that being said, let's get to this NBA. Let's get to this NBA and let's talk about it. Look, I was hoping it was going to be the New York Knickerbockers playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Unfortunately, the Indiana Pacers had something to say. They said, no, no, no. Not so fast, my friend. Words that was uttered by the famous Lee Corso, former coach at U of L at one time. He said, not so fast, my friend. We got something to say about that. And so what they had to say, this dude ain't shit. He won a he meant a snow bunny. Shout out to that lovely white snow bunny that Robert Griffin III won. I know Ryan Clark is awfully just about that man because he spoke bad about, well, I ain't gonna say he spoke bad, but he did speak about that woman that really had no business on being spoken about. She was just what they call a prop. I meant a bunny. I got you. I know what you meant. Brother Smooth, what's going on? Hopefully all is well with you. But back to this basketball. I was hoping that the New York Knickerbockers was going to be the team to play against Oklahoma City Thunder. As far as the matchup would have been a better matchup, no, I don't think it would have. I think it's going to be the same results regardless of which one team it is. I still think the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to beat the Pacers. They would have beat the Knicks. I think it'll probably go 6 now instead of 5. I think the Knicks would have just went 5, and I think the Pacers will at least take the game 6. But with that being said, I do like Oklahoma City Thunder, and I do like them on their odds of winning. SGA is the MVP. He was the Western Conference MVP, unlike Halliburton. Now, I don't know if y'all seen the video. They kind of equated to what happened to Drewski in the All-Star game with the Stars going against the other Stars. But let's show the clip on what happened to Halliburton and how he got faked out.
It goes to the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals. And that MVP is Pascal Siakam.
We got to watch it again because, boy, that's some nasty work.
It goes to the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals. And that MVP is Pascal Siakam.
Now, as y'all see, Halliburton walking through the crowd like, yeah, I got this. I'm that man. But no, not so fast, my friend, as a great league coach would say. You don't got this, brother. No, you don't got this. You know who got this? Your teammate. You didn't win Halliburton. You're not good enough. We voted for somebody else. Oh, man. Pass you, Chicago. What is it? Pass you. Let me go back.
It goes to the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals. And that MVP is Pascal Siakam.
Pascal Siakam was the MVP. Not you, Halliburton. You're not good enough. Now, my man B. Smooth said, Pacers got a better bench, but I like OKC. B. Smooth, I don't know about that bench. It's better. Because let me say, Oklahoma can run 9 deep as well. Now, whether you say there's a better bench or not, I don't know, man. Look, the starting 5 is way better. So when the starting 5 is way better than their starting 5, and they got the same amount of bench players coming off the bench, that really bench don't really matter too much because they could be so far behind that not even the bench can help. Look, we all know Halliburton disappears. He did it in game 4. That's part of his problem. That's why he didn't win the Eastern Conference MVP, because he disappeared in game 4. He didn't have a consistent game. You know what he was? He was inconsistent. He was very inconsistent. And so I like the defense that OKC has. They play that Nat type defense. That irritable, irritating, in your face, finding every way, I'm going to have deflections. I'm going to body you up. I hope you come in. We're going to have play some good defense, even on the inside out. That's how they play. So you got SGA, I'm sorry. Shane Gilchrist Alexander. I don't like to call him SGA. That's what y'all call him. But when he was at Kentucky, Shane Gilchrist Alexander is what we call him. Great defender. Wallace is a great defender. He's a bench player. Matter of fact, you got Caruso coming off the bench. Great bench player. And those two guys are just named right there and there. They play defense. They know their role. They understand that we're not starters. And that's okay with them. They said, we'll come off the bench and we're going to be a factor. And please believe me, they are. They play good defense. So when you got guys coming off the bench, not to come say, I need to come on, I got to give them a shot today. They ain't not worried about that. They said, we're going to play good defense. We're going to do what we got to do and take care of business. And that's what Caruso and Wallace does. Now, I'm not a big fan of Turner. He's a defensive-minded type guy. But as far as offensive, as an offensive threat, I don't really see no threats that the Pacers has, truth be told. Because I know your boy Halliburton gonna disappear. I know he's gonna disappear, just not show up. He's not gonna perform like a superstar should perform. You're an Olympic gold medalist winner. You're an NBA All-Star, but you act like an average player, just be disappearing sometimes. You can, in the biggest moments, you can't be doing that. This is this conversation game. Why are you disappearing like that? And just going 4 points. You could have swept them. Instead, we got to go another game. Or not swept, but gentlemen swept. That was just the opposite. We had to go another game because of you, Halliburton. You decide you want this here, but you feel like you need to walk up, like you about to win this trophy. No, sir. Because let me tell you who was consistent. Your teammate. Pascal he said, I'm the Eastern Conference MVP, not you, brother. You just sit back and be happy for me. Huh? I know you ain't come through the crowd. You better come through the crowd clapping your hands, because you ain't coming through collecting this goddamn trophy. That's my trophy to collect. You're just a part of my history. My man J Dub said, yo, what's going on, brother J Dub? Hopefully all is well. Guys, I'm looking forward to the Thursday playoffs. I'm looking forward to it. They start Thursday, 8:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30 or 8 o'clock, one of the two. I believe it's the game time for the first one. Looking forward to that game. It should be very interesting. Guys, do me a favor. Let me know in the chat who you're rooting for. Right now, I know my man B Smooth said he's riding with the Oklahoma City Thunder. J Dub, Big Ant 11. Big Ant 11 hating ass. He's going to go the opposite of me. So I'm already assuming he's going for the Pacers, because he's a hater. J Dub said, I'm a hater too, and I'm going for the Pacers as well. Shout out to the Pacers. So let me know, you guys, what y'all thinking, man, who we are riding with. But with that being said, do me a solid and
Push the goddamn button.
hit that like button. Ms. Hicks said, I'm riding with whoever you say we ride with. Right on. That's a beautiful way to go, ma'am. That's a beautiful way to go. Be smooth, don't laugh at me. It ain't that funny. I'm serious. My man Big Ann Levis is a goddamn hater. So J Dub riding with the damn Pacers. I'm just saying. We ride with a win around here. So we're going to ride with the Oklahoma City Thunders, a.k.a. the two former UK alumni in Wallace and my man Gilchrist Alexander. We ride with the Oklahoma City Thunder. So go OKC. Shout out to them. But guys, look, I'm going to say this. I hope it's a good series. I hope it's not a sweep. Because I need something to be entertained by these next few weeks in June, because we know once basketball season's out, we got a few more months before we get to the football season. Now, it'll be here before you know it. Excuse me. It'll be here before you know it. We all know that, right? It'll be here before you know it, and I can't wait. With that being said, we definitely going to make sure we're going to talk some fantasy football as well as regular football. Right now, currently, we still have OTAs that are jumping off. A lot of great news and stories are coming out of OTA, especially for the greatest team in NFL's history, and that's Chicago Bears. You know, Big Ann Levin's team, the Chicago Bears. He act like he don't like the Bears, but I know deep down in his heart, he's a Bear fan. I know deep down in Big Ann Levin's heart that my guy is a Bear fan. Whether he want to admit it up front or not, he might be one of those behind the curtain fans, and that's okay. That's okay. Let me tell you this, guys. We're accepting application for Bearship membership. You want to be a part of the Bears Nation. You want to be part of the Monsters of the Midway. You want to be a fan and get your membership. Hey, we're taking the paperwork all the way up to the end of August. Matter of fact, closing date for membership for the Chicago Bears is August the 31st, my anniversary. My anniversary a month. We're taking it all the way up to my anniversary month of applications for people who want to be part of the Bear Nation. Bear down, huh? Y'all heard me. Big Ann 11, you're more than welcome. Matter of fact, I'll waive the membership fee for you. Shout out Big Ann 11. He comes through again with the $10 super chat. He said, I don't trust Mrs. Inc. I don't trust anyone who cooks broccoli. That's the devil's vegetable. Lord Jesus. Shame on you saying you don't trust Mrs. Hink, because she likes to cook her husband broccoli and chicken and cornbread with a sweet potato. Huh? For those who don't know what Big Ann 11 talking about, I talked about what my beautiful wife cooked me for dinner yesterday. And I had for leftovers for work. I had me some chicken, some broccoli, sweet potato, some cornbread. Yes, sir. That's what I had for dinner and lunch today. Big Ann hating ass. I don't know what's wrong with Big Ann 11. He a hater. And he ought to be ashamed of himself. But shout out to Big Ann 11, not only for this $10 super chat, but for the other super chat. He didn't have to, he chose to. And I appreciate the blessings. Thank you, sir. And not only that, my brother, thank you for your service. J Dub said, I'm in the Niners Nation already since the 80s. Well, shame on you. Shame on you, J Dub. Big Ant 11 is a Bird fan. He just paid his membership fees for 2 years with these 2 super chats. So now, J-Dub, you're not part of the membership. Maybe one day you'll see the light and you'll sign up and become a member. But right now, see, like you hold steadfast to a damn 49ers. The hell with the 49ers. We don't give a damn about it. J-Dub said, no, Big Ant 11. You know what the devil's food is? That damn spinach. Shout out to Popeye. J-Dub said, I can rock with broccoli, but I just can't do that damn spinach. And he said the liver is the devil's meat as well. I know that's right. J-Dub, let me tell you a story. But before I tell the story, I need for y'all to do me a solid. I need for y'all to hit that damn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You're goddamn right. I need for y'all to hit that goddamn button. Hit that like button for me, brother, man. I promise you, I appreciate every last one of you guys are here. Every last one of you. I appreciate you. But I need for y'all to
Push the goddamn button.
push that goddamn like button. Do it now. Do it fast. Appreciate you. But let me tell you about my story about this liver. I remember the first time I had liver. Didn't know it was liver. I was tricked. I was swindled. I was bamboozled. I was led astray. Hoodwinked. Shame on my grandmother for doing me bad like that. So we was at my grandmother's house. R.I.P. to my grandmother. And she cooked some liver. Didn't know it was liver at the time. Didn't know it. Boy, she had that liver with that smothered with that gravy. With some mashed potatoes. Some homemade biscuits. Man. Let me tell you this. I thought I had some pork chops and gravy with some mashed potatoes and some cauliflower. She used to make some cauliflower with that. That's what I thought I was eating, guys. I thought I was eating some gravy with some pork chops with that cauliflower, the homemade biscuits. Well, I was ready to get down. I'm rubbing my hand like I'm Birdman. I'm ready to eat. Till I bit into that son of a bitch. And I had to taste that aftertaste. I said, what the shit is this? Well, I had to say that because that's my grandmother. But I was thinking it. I'm thinking I'm about to bite into, man, I'm about to turn this goddamn, man, I'm about to turn this pork chop up. Shout out to the Muslims because I wasn't worried about no pork at that time. And be truthful, I still ain't. I should, but I ain't. Man, I pulled it. Man, I said, God damn, this shit is nasty. My grandma said, boy, you better eat that. And see, guys, that was back in the day. You didn't have a choice. Huh? You know, these kids now, they got a choice. Well, I don't want that. I want this and this, this, this. Back in them days, you didn't have a choice. You ate what we fix, or you don't eat it all. And your ass go to bed hungry, ribs touching. And I didn't want to do that. Boy, I can't tell you how many biscuits I ate just to try to cover up that goddamn taste of that liver. I probably ate about 5 biscuits. They said, why you eat all these goddamn biscuits up, boy? Ain't gonna be enough for the breakfast in the morning. I didn't care. I had to get that goddamn taste out of my mouth. The gravy wasn't good enough, strong enough to cover up the taste of that nasty ass liver. Man, that liver was nasty. And it gave you that aftertaste. I don't see how y'all could do it, man. Ain't no way I could eat that liver, man. And I watch people eat the liver without the gravy, just fried liver. I'm like, hell no. Let me tell you what else I don't like gizzards. Don't like it at all. Chicken gizzard, I don't like it. I thought chicken gizzards was just for fishing with. They fry them and eat them some bitches. That's crazy work. But it is what it is. But with that being said, let me acknowledge another super back for one of my great mods, J Dub. He comes through with the $3 super chat. He said, showing some love, big brother. I appreciate you, J Dub. I promise you I do. J Dub with the $3 super chat. He didn't have to, he chose to. And I appreciate that, brothers. Thank you, sir. Thank you, J Dub, for the $3 super chat. He said, man, I'm just showing some love. That's it. I ain't gonna take shots at you. I know I have the right because I said super chat. I have a right to take a shot to him, but I'm not. I'm just coming through showing some love. Now, Big Ed 11, I need for you to come through just to show love, man. You come through, you follow the rules. I ain't gonna front. Big Ed follow the rules. He takes shot, he put it in super chat like I asked. But man, why don't you just show some love, man? Why you always gotta hate on me, Big Ed 11? What's up with that, man? I'm getting emotional. I might have to shed a tear or two, man. Just the thought of J Dub showing some love. Thank you, brother. But man, help your guy out, man. Encourage your guy, Big Ed 11, to show some love instead of showing some hate all the damn time. J Dub said, shout out to the Gen X's, the Gen X folks. Starve, are you fitting to sit at the table until you eventually finish up or get an ass whooping? Hey, J Dub, we didn't get that option. Your option was you eat or you don't. You're going to bed hungry. I remember I just tried to eat the side and eat around everything else, just leave that. No, they wasn't going for that. They tell you get your ass up, go bed. See, my folks was country. They said go on use a rag. We know what that meant. Go take a bath. We didn't have a shower. We had tubs. We had to take a bath. We had. That's why I only like to take baths now, because I had to take them all my goddamn life. Could never take a shower. I don't know. I act like the shower didn't work, or they didn't believe in the shower. Go on and take a bath. Use a rag. That's what it was. He always take a bath. I remember the time I tried to use a shower. She said, turn the shower. Take a bath. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm thinking about, we probably use more water filling up that tub. But we couldn't even do that. You can only put so much water in the tub, she said. It's going to rise up soon as you get your butt in there. So I guess she was saving water. Now that I think about it, I guess she was. Well, that was crazy. It was my childhood, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. But that's what it was. You couldn't take showers. You had to take baths. I mean, right now, I guess I'm traumatized from that. I don't even take a bath now. I don't take baths. I take showers, strictly showers. That's it. Mm-mm. And then I think about, man, I don't just sit in that goddamn dirty ass water. So we some dirty ass kids, man. I'm like, God damn, soon as I get in water, shit, dirt all in the water. But you had to wash up in that same goddamn dirty water. Make it make sense. What's the purpose of that? But my wife, she loves the tub. I'll take a bath. Give me a good hot shower. And I got the for just all the showers got when you could take the head of the shower off and rinse your back off and all that. Still got the other shower head going on. Multiple shower head. You just go around with the cord, just go around your back, make it feel good. And water hits hard. Hard. I like that. It's good for the soul. My man Jay does that. Showers over bath all day, every day. That's a fact. But when I was a child, staying with my grandmother, you wasn't taking no showers. All bath. Now, guys, I know I got way, way too far off sports. And I'm reminiscing on my childhood. I am. I promise I am. But it's fun. It's a beautiful thing. Y'all remember some of the crazy things our grandparents would say, man, we was kids. I know another one was one thing I had to do that I like, what the hell? I would have to come all the way from outside. She would yell all the way from inside in the living room to ask us to come all the way in there so we could change the channel. And she'd be sitting right there on the couch. She about 3 feet away from the television, but we had, and that was during the time they didn't have remotes, and you had to actually get up and go change the channel. Now at the time we only had 4 channels: NBC, CBS, Fox, and then what is that other? I can't think of the other channel was. It was in my city. It was WHAS channel 11, ABC, CBS. That's what it was. ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox was the 4th channel. And so you just had to work off that. Didn't have cable, couldn't afford cable. Cable was out, but we couldn't afford it at the time. You know, it was in its early stages for us. But you know, you only had 4 channels to look at, 4 channels to utilize, and then you had the antenna. That's what my grandma called it, TV. Come turn this antenna on. What she meant was a TV, but that's what she called it, the antenna. Come turn this antenna. Come and change the channel on this antenna. That's what y'all don't understand, because y'all just gotta be there to really understand and appreciate it. I don't know if some of y'all that old where you only had 4 channels that y'all had to suffer through, but that's what I had to do. Like I said, my grandmother called me. We'd be all the way outside playing pitchback tackle, you know what I'm saying, playing basketball, playing hide and seek at moments. We'd be in the barbershop. My uncle had a barbershop that was connected to the garage, and he had a barbershop in there. We only had 1 chair, and one barber chair, probably about, about six chairs for his customers that would come out in the country. He usually come out in the country once a week on Mondays. So Mondays he would come out there and cut the people from in the country hair, his customers in the country. So he would come over on Mondays. Come out there on Mondays. My grandma always fix a meal for him. So Mondays was one of my uncle's day. Tuesday was another uncle's day, and then my dad's day was on Sunday. So it was his opportunity to get his meal cooked by my grandmother. And anybody else who wanted to come over on Sunday, come over. But my dad always makes sure he got the big piece of chicken. And the thing about it, he didn't eat the chicken breast. So my cousin, one of my older cousins, he would always get the chicken breast. I didn't like the chicken breast. I mean, because it was white meat. I didn't like the white meat because it was just too dry. But my dad loved the chicken thighs. And so she would always make sure he get the chicken thigh. He get like a couple chicken thighs. And that's how I got turned on to the chicken thighs, because of my dad and my grandmother would make them all the time for him. So I used to, and it was more, had more flavor in it, a little more juicy. And I know they didn't have much meat. But in my mind, I thought the meat was better because I like the dark meat. But It was one of those things. I just like the dark meat and the thighs. Now I would eat the chicken wing, but if I couldn't get the chicken thigh, give me the chicken legs. So it depends. If my dad come over on Sunday, he'd get the chicken thighs. If he didn't, I got it. that was that was that was mine. I get so it was very rarely he didn't come home on Sundays. Very rarely. But when he does, he get the chicken thighs, and I just have to eat the chicken legs and be happy. Another piece that he liked was the chicken necks. Now, if any of y'all know about chicken neck, fried chicken necks, ain't nothing on that chicken. You just pretty much just eating the skin that was cooked on. That's pretty much what it is, because it was very little to no meat on that. But he would eat that too. I'm just saying. With that being said, let me acknowledge Big Ed 11 with the $10 super chat. He said, now, I know you want to get your anniversary. Go to hell, man. I'm sick of hell. He said, now I know you want to get your anniversary. Some liver and onions. This bottle of grapes. Mad Dog 2020. My uncle gave me. I swear to God, this dude ain't shit. This dude ain't shit. I'm sick of him. Hey, man. Shout out to Big Ed 11 for the $10 super chat. He said, now, I know what to get for your anniversary. Huh? Some livers, onions, and this bottle of grape Mad Dog 2020 that my uncle gave me. Now, my uncle gave it to me. He think I'm going to give it to you so you can add it to your bar collection. Shout out to Big Ed 11 for the great possible anniversary gift. If I had a dog, I would feed it to him. I'm not eating that goddamn liver. That's the devil's food, as you call it. And I know no need for no bad dog 2020 because I don't drink, but I'd be willing to put it in the bar just in case somebody else wants some to drink. Shout out to Big Ed 11 for the $10 super chat. He didn't have to. He chose to. And I appreciate the blessings. Thank you, sir. But you ain't shit. Speaking of ain't shit, there's my buddy, Travel One. She comes through. She says, Mrs. and Mr. Hink, gliding by to say greetings, Mr. and Mrs. Hink. To say, have a good evening together. Go Coco, the French Open quarterfinals. Well, shout out to Coco Golf for making it to the quarterfinals. Hopefully she does well. Guys, make sure y'all do me a solid. Can you do the brother a solid? Can you do that for me? I need for y'all to hit that like button.
Push the goddamn button.
That's right. Hit that goddamn like button. If you didn't do it already, you should do it right now. Travel One, since you're gliding by me, I appreciate your presence. It's greatly appreciated. But I need for you to do me a solid. Before you fly off, before you take off to the friendly skies, like I am when I fly to Texas this week, I need for you to do me a solid. Hit that like button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push that goddamn button. Travel One, if you haven't pushed that button yet, what are you waiting on? Shame on you for having any hesitation or delay. You're doing me bad. But I appreciate you doing it now. Hit that.
Push the goddamn button.
That's right. Hit that goddamn like button. And if you ain't subscribed, what you waiting on? Do me a solid and subscribe. And if you know anybody who is a fan of sports, make sure you share this channel. Do that for me. I appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am. And everyone else, thank you. Thank you for being here. Every last one of you, I appreciate every last one of you guys. I promise you I do. But with that being said, we're going to get back to sports because I'm not going to let y'all distract me of talking about my trauma of eating liver with gravy, with cauliflower, and some homemade biscuits. I suffered through it. I finished the liver, but I will never eat that shit again. And every time I look at something, came to even real, I said, "Is this liver, Grandma?" We didn't call her Grandma. We called her Mama. That's what we call her, Mama. Mama, is this liver? I want to know. Because if it's liver, I ain't eating this stuff. I go hungry. I ain't eating this shit no more. I'm go home. I go without. I can't do it. Can't do it. Shout out to Mike Singletary, the former San Francisco 49er head coach. We want winners. Can't play with them. Can't win with them. Can't do it. Now, for those who don't know, he was talking about Vernon Davis, the former tight end of the San Francisco 49ers. But guys, we go. As far as the NBA Finals, J Dub said we called her Big Mama. Shout out to Big Mama. My wife said, I love fried livers, hot sauce, and potatoes with onion. Yes. Now, right there, them fried potatoes, whoo, boy, I love some fried potatoes. Now, she used to cook fried potatoes with some fried pork chops. Man, to die for. J Dub said we used to call her G Mama. I know our granny. Mama. That's what we used to call mine. That's what we used to call her. But shout out to all the grandmothers, current and deceased. But as far as the NBA Finals, again, like I said, I'm just hoping it's a good game. You got Rick Carlisle as a coach of the Pacers, who used to coach the Dallas Mavericks and helped them win their first title. I know he's a good coach. Rick Carlisle used to coach at the Pacers at one time before. You know, and one of his great experiences, he is a former NBA player as well. Oklahoma City Thunder's coach, he's a guy who came up through the grassroots, used to coach at the G League, was on a lot of great staffs while he was learning to develop his trade and his skills to become a head coach. And now has the opportunity to win his first NBA title as a head coach. Both great coaches in the coaching rankings, and looking forward to seeing this matchup. I just hope it's a good game. I hope it's a competitive game. You know, I've seen too many times the Oklahoma City Thunders are blowing teams out, and I hope this don't happen. But it's a possibility because I think the Thunder are that good. Like I said, they play good defense. They got a lot of great pieces. They got the MVP. You know, again, Halliburton's a good player. He's not a superstar, as I heard on the radio. He's not a superstar. I think it was Charles Barkley who was saying it. He's not a superstar, but he's a good player. And I just think that's what Halliburton is. He's a good player. He's not a superstar. He's not. The teams are not game planning to stop him because there's a possibility he can stop himself. But you have to game plan to stop Shane Gilgeous out of that. He's a superstar. and that's why he won the MVP. And I'm more than likely, if they win the NBA championship, he'll win the MVP of the finals. He's just that good. So, guys, with that being said, I don't been in my last few shows when I did a sports show. I don't do go long. You know what I'm saying? I don't go long unless it's a special. Now, if it's a special, like what we're gonna have with the NFL and all of that good stuff, and college football and the NFL playoffs and the college playoffs, it might go a little longer than an hour. But I just try to do usually try to do an hour or less as far as a sports show and do it that way because sports can go on long. You could talk about it all day. But I've been doing my show solo. In case y'all haven't noticed, I've been doing it by myself, just trying to do it that way and really sell myself out there myself and put myself out there. Now, I do collaborate with my man Taylor Bell. Shout out to Taylor Bell. Like I said, we do the NFL Roundtable together. He's dropping some good stuff over. So if y'all haven't subscribed to that channel, I don't know what you're waiting on. Matter of fact, let me do y'all solid so y'all can subscribe to that channel as well. If y'all haven't had the opportunity, make sure y'all do that. Subscribe to that channel as well as mine. So let me make sure I drop that link in the chat so y'all can subscribe to the sports, the NFL Roundtable under the NFL Studios umbrella. So make sure y'all go over there and make sure y'all like and make sure y'all subscribe to that channel. I'm trying to help and get more subscribers. We got alternate channel for just strictly sports, strictly football, whether it's college or NFL. That's what we do over there. But I make sure I do drop content over there as well, and I kind of touch on other things. Looking forward to doing that. Not only that, looking forward to the NFL Network. I mean, the NFL Network. Oh, my God, my bad. But the NFL season, because we got a fantasy league football special that I'll be talking about. So hopefully my special guest we can link up this time, because last time we didn't get to do it last season. Hopefully this season he's able to do it due to conflict schedule, as well as he had a death in his family. So he was able to do it, but hopefully this season he's going to be able to do it. I'm looking forward to doing that and having some insights, and as well as I started to do like a gambling segment and stuff like that. I think what I'm gonna start doing is just drop like a video. I think I'm gonna do it that way. Drop a video on what my pick threes will be for the week. I'm not gonna do like a whole listing. I did do one in a little pick'em fantasy league I'm in. I might even shoot a separate video for that. But for the FanDuel and DraftKings that I usually do, I think I'm going to do like a separate video just for that only. And then when I pick up my NFL, all 16 teams, or 16 matchups, I'm sorry, I think I'm going to shoot a video by itself and make sure I upload it before the day of the game. I think I may release it scheduled to release it on Sunday mornings. I think I'm going to do that. But unfortunately, the Thursday game is going to have to be locked in before then. So I'm going to figure that out. Else I might not even include the Thursday game in it. Well, I might tell you about it. Of course, you're going to already know the results. But I'm going to definitely have the picks locked in by Sunday for sure. I might just, I don't know. I'll figure it out. So I may just do like a Thursday, the Thursday game by itself, like a standalone video, and then do the Sunday games and release that on Sunday. Release the Thursday games on Thursday before the game kicks off. I may do it that way. I'm gonna figure it out. I promise you. Once I have it all ironed out and figured out, I will definitely see it. Make sure y'all locked in. Make sure y'all subscribe. I will shoot the individual videos for like the Thursday game and then the Sunday games, 2 separate videos, so y'all know what's going on, as well as my picks. That will also be released. Now I'll probably release that on Saturday, but in case somebody decided they want to do a picks themselves and see what mine are, see if they can go against me and come out with better picks. Hopefully I come out 3, every time, but that's few and far between. It sounds good anyway. So I'm gonna be doing our picks there. So I like doing that pick 'em segment. I wasn't consistent with it, and I probably should have done do a better job at it. But this season, I'm gonna do better at it and make sure y'all have that as part of the sports programming. But like I said, I got a lot of great things coming up, man. Looking forward to it. As far as with my son, I know y'all know I've been doing like season 1, season 2. Well, guess what, guys? Season 3 in the makings. So right now, currently, they got his head coach, and they doing summer league. Well, a basketball camp for the kids. So he's working that. He did that today. I'll talk to him a little bit earlier. And he's working a basketball camp. But we're gonna do a season 3 of Little Hink, and we're gonna see how that's gonna go. The season didn't end like he wanted to, but that's okay. He's continuing working, getting better, getting stronger, getting faster, getting more better. Working on his continue to work on his leadership skills, his being the leader, as well as the captain of the team, as well as his handling, as well as controlling the tempo, making sure everything with him and doing everything he needs to do, not only in the classroom but on the court. So we're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna talk about all that in season 3. Looking forward to doing that interview, that one-on-one interview. With that being said, man, I appreciate every last one of you guys being here. But I need for y'all to do me a favor before you leave.
Push the goddamn button.
Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. And with that being said, I will catch you guys on the next one. Right on.